September 11th. It's hard to imagine that 15 years have gone by, almost a full generation. As some of you will recall, it was a day that my son Zachariah saved my life because I had been scheduled to fly on the flight that crashed into the Pentagon, but changed my flight to attend his first day of preschool. I owe Sister Catherine Ann and St. Rita's School a debt of gratitude for that. Today, as we reflect on where we were 15 years ago, we must consider that there are young adults, teenagers, who have no recollection of what happened on that horrible day. You guys. They didn't watch the live broadcasts on TV for hours, days, weeks, and months of two planes crashing into two of the most iconic buildings in the world. They didn't have an understanding of the horror many of us felt as the burning buildings collapsed, as people jumped from windows, and hundreds of first responders, firefighters, police officers, EMTs, and even other citizens gave their lives trying to save strangers. They didn't see the smoking Pentagon or the field in central Pennsylvania where a plane crashed because citizen heroes overwhelmed the terrorists to ensure they would not crash into a populated area. And I think that in a way, these youngsters are lucky, because today, the media has us once again fixated on those horrible memories that all of us would probably like to forget. Horrific images burned into the recesses of our minds that are brought forth again today. What many of us witnessed was the most brazen act of terrorism on U.S. soil. We sat staring in disbelief at the scenes, dumbfounded that such an event could take place on our soil, on American soil. We must remember that these terrorists, these people who had no regard for the sanctity of human life, were not members of any religion. They were not Muslims, followers of a faith that is founded on principles of peace, tolerance, and equality. Instead, they were deranged individuals who brought fear to the entire world. And it could have been a paralyzing fear. But what these terrorists did not anticipate was that we are Americans. We are a nation that was founded by people fleeing oppression and who formed a country that accepted all races and religions for more than 200 years. And we continue to do so today, even after this horrible event. What makes us strong is that when the entire world looked at us in utter disbelief, wondering how a city, a state, a nation could recover from this, we showed them what it is to be an American. We let the world know that this country is full of heroes, not only those who risked their lives on that fateful day to save strangers, more than 400 of whom lost their lives, but the everyday heroes that have been part of the fabric of this country before, on, and after September 11th, 2001. What every one of us must remember is that we have a military that is manned by volunteers who leave their families for months at a time, station themselves on bases and ships around the world so we can be safe at home and abroad. We have men and women who join police forces to keep the law and order that we were and still are accustomed today. We have many brothers and sisters who risk their lives every day running into burning buildings and hazardous environments to save the lives of strangers. And we have my EMS brothers and sisters who respond to others when they are hurting, when lives hang in the balance, and they steal from the Grim Reaper every day so that fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters can go home. And so when these terrorists tried to tear the fabric of this country, the very principles this amazing nation was founded on, they found out we are stronger than a single act of violence. We are stronger because there are people in this community, in our nation, who dedicate their lives to save others, to save strangers. In addition to these everyday heroes, our first responders at home and abroad, we must again remember the days after September 11th, when we pulled together as a nation, all the citizens of this great nation. We forgot about the things that made us different and clung to the things that made us the same. We are Americans. We are stronger than any terrorist. They can knock us down, but they cannot knock us out. And so as we remember the sacrifices made for many, by many for a few 15 years ago, I ask that we focus on how we responded that day, those weeks, and those months after. Remember the thanks we gave to our first responders. Remember how we left the act of a few ignorant humans pull us together instead of tear us apart. Remember how neighbors comforted each other. We all stood proudly for the national anthem, and the Pledge of Allegiance meant more to all of us. Let's take a moment to reflect on this field of honor. Let's remember those that sacrificed and are prepared to sacrifice should the need arise today. Let's remember we are Americans, each and every one of us. Thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts with you on this very special day. And please remember in your own special way to thank a first responder. Stop by a fire station, a police station, a military recruit or a reserve center, or an ambulance base. Take a moment to let them know that we know the sacrifice they have made for us and they're willing to make for us should the need ever arise again. And thank you to the Sisters of Mercy, Sister Catherine Ann, and all of you for remembering all of us. God bless you, God bless our friends, our neighbors, and God bless America.